Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk about smoking. You're catching me on a day where I'm not having my cigar, but I want you to think about the smoking. I am not promoting it. I would say tobacco use in general is not a healthy alternative, but I would say it may have some kind of health benefits. I've noticed a lot now. A lot of medication is taken through the lungs, inhaled, kind of like smoking. It's kind of funny. It took them so long to figure out that inhaling medicine is an option, because they've been inhaling medicine for years and years. I don't even know how long. And that's like marijuana. It was used as a medicine for a long, long time, and so there are the inhaling does offer an alternative for chemicals being brought into the body. Now, and I've noticed too, when they use the inhaling medicines, they use it at a shorter time. I don't know how many people take pills. You know, how long have you been taking this pill? I've been taking it for 20 years. You know, I mean, I don't understand. If this medicine is good for you, why do you have to take it for 20 years? If it hasn't fixed you in the first 10 years, don't you kind of think, hey, maybe it's not going to work? I don't know. But anyway, but inhaling it will make a difference. And I say the American Indians, peace pipe, years and years ago in Europe, smoking is it's just one of these things that humans do. And for those of you that are saying, well, it's really bad and it kills people and stuff, okay, smoking has come down a lot in the United States. There's more money in the taxes than there are in profit on a pack of cigarettes. So, the government is they really like it because they can, tax the hell out of it. But, okay, so smoking has come down so much. Why hasn't all these diseases that they say is promoted by smoking, why haven't they come down that much? So that makes me think maybe there's more to it than what they're saying. I'll tell you another thing. I have lost so much respect in the sciences. I used to think they dealt with facts, but it depends on who's paying for the study and how the outcome is going to be. So so now I question science a lot. And at first, like I say, I felt bad questioning science, but the more I look around, what they say and what I see does not line up. And that applies to all kinds of science, even political science. Science, I think, is just a term they use to try to give themselves legitimacy, make it so they really, look, I'm into so-and-so science, that's supposed to make you think they know something. Kind of like even doctors are the same way. Since I'm a doctor, I know. Okay, well, I've learned, and that's one of the bad things about getting old. You see so much, you know so much, and you can see the BS. It's so obvious. And that's what I was talking to somebody, and they were It was down here, and they were saying, oh, how great it is in the United States, you know, because these people have certifications and licenses. So that means they're supposed to know something. And I tell them, well, you know, you need to know this much to get this license. So, I mean, that's good. You know this person knows this much. Okay, now this person cannot get any better, because when they do too much, their license will be taken away. So they have to only do this much. And that applies to everything that I know of in the way of licenses. They don't want you to be better. It's a different license you get when you get up here. So, you know, there's just so much false information that we are fed, and we have to accept it. And I say, smoking is one of those things. Now, I guess maybe I might be promoting a cigar. I might be. Because to me, a cigar is, well, for one thing, normally I only have one maybe once a month, once every 2 or 3 months, and it's usually a good cigar. But I do it, does a calming effect on me. And, you know, it's almost spiritual. And so and I understand why the Indians smoke the peace pipe. And they will smoke pipes also. I've been to powwows, and they smoke the pipes, and it's for spiritual use. I could understand it, because depending on what it is you're smoking, it could do different things to you. Now, in the way of a cigar, at least for me, I don't inhale it. So it's not anything for inhaling. And that's why I've thought about it and thought about it. I cannot figure out what makes it so calming. I have no idea. I don't even chew my cigars. A lot of times they'll chew them and get the fluid from the tobacco like that. I don't do that. Like I say, I just kind of suck in my mouth and I puff it back out. So I know it's coming through the mouth. It's being absorbed through the mouth. I know that, but I don't know what it is that's being absorbed. That what's the word down here? Tranquil, relaxing, calming. And so I don't know what it is in that cigar that makes it do that. Now I smoke probably one a week. If I'm having a bad week, I might have 2. But now I say, and this is what I hear people say the same thing with cigarettes. Well, I'm under stress and I smoke cigarettes. And I don't know. I smoked cigarettes when I was younger, and in Vietnam and this type of stuff. So I really can't really say anything about that for sure. But I say on the cigar, there is something. It does do something. I don't know, and I'm so lost on it. I'm not sure if it does something to the mind or to the body, but it does have a calming effect. And I've chewed before when I was in the oil business, because I don't have time to use my hands, so I would chew, and you can chew in tobacco. And now that might be the thing with the cigar, because you're using your hands, and I like the big cigars. And it might take me an hour to smoke a cigar. And but I say that whole time I'm really calm, and you know, if I can't work on the computer. Now I can talk. I went to when I was out in California here last year. I went to smoking a cigar bar. I think that's what they called it. And in other words, we could smoke inside, and it was like maybe 6 or 8 men and 1 woman, and we would smoke our cigars. And but you know, now that I think about it, I would go there. Now there I was smoking every other day just because I had somebody to smoke with. But some days there was no talking. Everybody would be sitting around, and you know, they would read. They would just, you know, mellow out. And then some days they would be talking. So it was really, really interesting. Maybe I need to do some kind of a study on cigar smoking. And but anyway, now I haven't applied it, the cigar smoking thing, to self-defense. Not yet. I haven't applied it. I'm sure if I ever see a bandit or a military guy or a policeman smoking a cigar, I am sure I would offer them a cigar, because that's what cigar smokers do. When they find another cigar smoker, they ask them what kind of cigars they smoke and stuff like that. And if it's the same thing, you'll offer them one of yours, or if it's something different than they haven't had, then you'd offer them something like that. So I'm not quite sure how it works, but like I say, before you, and I understand, now I don't smoke around other people. Now outside I will, and normally I don't even smoke inside. I don't like any kind of smoke. I mean, you put a cigarette, you can smoke a cigarette, but you put it in the ashtray and just let it sit there and smoke up the place. That irritates me. But I say in the cigar, it goes out by itself when you don't smoke it. So I'm not quite sure how it works. Like I say, right now, I usually do it for my own pleasure. And if I get around some really weird people, I might do it to irritate them. So it just depends on what it is. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.